For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 28 to 73. Shalom. We're to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. Double honor to our venerable apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. Where's the brother Haran coming back at you with a quick lesson, Lord willing to be edifying and informative unto the elect. All right, and I have an article I wanted to jump into real quick. It's going to be straight to the point. All right, and again, end time prophecies coming to life. Okay, as we've been talking about it for years, going into specifically martial law, FEMA camps, and so on and so forth. Okay, the red list, the blue list, the yellow list. Okay, all these different things that we talked about, right? We're pretty much in the state of what is known as Operation Gray State. Okay, remember that movie or that trailer that was supposed to come out as a movie that was supposed to come out by David Crowley. All right, and he got cooked, and I believe he was also out of Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so it's very interesting things that's colliding right now. But let's get into this real quick. It says massive ICE centers secretly planned for New York, New Jersey, PA. Okay, leaked documents show that the White House is eyeing several locations in and near New York as ICE detention centers. Okay, the Washington Post reports that an ICE draft plan would create 7 large detention hubs, 5,000 to 10,000 beds, and 16 smaller processing or feeder sites, up to 1,500 beds across the U.S. The goal would be to hold 80,000 total immigrants at once. And the word immigrants is just a facade, because when you go into Rex 84, it's a smoke screen that they're going to use. All right, the immigrants concept is a smoke screen they use in order to come after the actual American civilians, as you're seeing going on in Minnesota. All right, with the ICE agents who people, you got these Republicans that say, oh, these are law enforcement officers, these are police, this and this and that. No, they're not police. All right. If you actually found out what's really going on, most of you probably wouldn't care, because you're under this spell. Right, you're under this crazy illusion that Trump is here to do something for you. I mean, it's interesting, but hey, it is what it is. All right, but these niggas most of them are IDF agents, IDF soldiers, former IDF soldiers, this and that. Like, they have no relations to America whatsoever. Okay, and they're here to wreak havoc in your streets. Remember, I did a video on this. I think it was last year, all right, or the year before Trump came in as president, and I think the title was there will be martial law, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, and what you're seeing are the increment steps that are leading to martial law. What you're seeing are increment steps to door, house to house, being grabbed out of your homes because of maybe your disagreement with a given narrative, right? Trump is slowly but surely becoming a dictator. We talked about that. We did a lesson on that he's becoming like Mussolini, Stalin, and Hitler. He's using verbiage just like them. Okay, and this was during his campaign. Okay, before he became president. All right. So all these things are all playing out in these last days, man. Okay, remember the scriptures talk about the cruel Lord. All right, Isaiah 19. Let's get that real quick. And you notice these precepts keep coming up over and over again because we are in those days. Okay, this is the book of Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 4. It says, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord. You voted for that nigga. Okay, the Lord put this nigga in power. All right, to deceive you, to fabricate all this bullshit. to make you believe that there is some type of golden age. This is America's end. All right. Her best days are behind her. It's over with. You need somebody to tell you that. We're going to tell you. All right. America is done. She's never going to be revived ever again. At 250 years old? Come on, man. It's over with. Right? It says, I'll give over, the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord Yahweh, power of hosts. Okay, Yahweh of hosts. All right? So that cruel Lord is DJ Trump. Okay, he's that guy who's going to be bringing in, all right, martial law. He's going to be bringing in the MOTB, and he's going to also usher in the Third World War. Okay? Being able to dominate the whole entire planet, as the scripture says, who shall make war with the beast? Okay? This devil is really going around the earth as the hammer of the earth. Literally not caring about international law. Doesn't care anything. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Okay? And his approach towards foreign policy, okay, should tell you everything you need to know about what's going to be happening domestically. All right? Just keep going. It says, as Hudson Valley Post previously reported, officials are eyeing the old Pep Boys warehouse in Chester to be a federal processing hub that could handle up to 1,500 migrants at a time. Many local officials are furious about the plans, especially because they learned about the plans from the Washington Post and not the White House. Okay, and that's pretty much how Trump is moving. Right? He doesn't feel the need to have to inform anybody else. He thinks he's just doing shit on his own. All right. And the damage will be done before anybody could turn around and be like, oh, we need to stop and look at this and address this and talk about this. The damage is already done. Okay. The damage is already done. And when you sign an executive order after executive order after executive order, it's setting the stage for a national emergency for all those executive orders to actually make sense. Okay. It says below are all the locations being planned. These come from an internal ICE draft solicitation document reported by the Washington Post and not final federal announcements. In New York, you got Chester, New York, all right, which is going to be holding about 500 to 1,500 beds. Okay. Jersey, you got Roxbury, all right, which is going to hold the same amount as in New York. And PA, Tremont, PA, all right, is going to be also a processing site. Another 500 to 1,500 beds, or shelter, I guess. New Hampshire, all right, and Merrimack, New Hampshire, same thing, 500 to 1,500 beds. Maryland, Hagerstown, Maryland, okay, same thing. Highland Park, Michigan, same thing. Indiana, right, Merrillville, Indiana, same thing. All right, and then Minnesota, Woodbury, Minnesota, same thing. Okay, you got Georgia, you got Jefferson, Georgia, same thing. All right, Jupiter, Florida, same thing, 500 to 1,500. Salt Lake City, Utah, right, same thing. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, 500 to 1,500 beds. All right, and then El Paso, Texas, all right, 500 to 1,500. Okay, so it says these are the large detention warehouse hubs will be 5,000 to 10,000 beds. So the small places like processing sites will be like we just read, 500 to 1,500. But the large detention centers is going to be 5,000 to 10,000 beds. Okay, well, at least you have a bed, so that's not bad, right? It says these are the mega facility locations proposed as the major hubs in the Washington Post draft plan. Okay, so yo, Rex 84 is literally playing out, man. Okay, it says incoming. It says thousands fleeing Florida, California, Texas for New York State. All right, it says I believe that's a different article. It's like it. All right, you got Virginia, right? Stafford, Virginia. You got detention warehouse hub, which is going to hold about 5,000 to 10,000 beds. All right, Social Circle, Georgia, about 9,000 beds. Hutchins, Texas, 5 to 10,000 beds. Baytown, Texas, 5 to 10,000 beds. Hammond, Louisiana, 5 to 9,000 beds. Glendale, Arizona, 5,000 to 10,000 beds. Kansas City, Missouri, 5,000 to 10,000 beds. Okay, and so on and so forth. All right. Wow, this is crazy. This is crazy. So yeah, these are pretty much hold on, let me see. Yep. So these are pretty much the cities and the states, all right, that this ICE so-called detention facilities are being secretly planned for. Okay. So just keep an eye out, just again, like I said, I just want to put this out there just so you know, this is what's going on. All right. We always talk about FEMA camps, but this is the setup for that. Okay. And don't forget about Fairbanks, Alaska, that could hold about 2 million people. All right, if I'm not mistaken. So, just get ready. Just get ready. All right. This is the end of it. Okay. And these things, as you see, are going to keep escalating and escalating and escalating. All right. It's not going to stop. This is the end of America. Okay. This is the end of America. And people are seeing it. Everybody's talking about, this end time biblical prophecies, but they don't tie it all in. All right. They just be talking. They don't tie nothing in. Okay. There's a book of Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 5. It says, "Thus saith the Lord power, an evil, an only evil, behold, is come." All right. And that evil is going into disasters, plagues, famines, death, destruction. All right. Perplexity amongst nations, like the scriptures tell you in the book of Luke, the 21st chapter. Okay. And ultimately, it ends with, like Yahushua talks about, the great tribulation. All right. That great tribulation, that time of Jacob's trouble. All right. And it ends with the destruction of America and the deliverance of the elect. All right. It says, Ezekiel 7:6, it says, an end is come. The end is come. It watcheth for thee. Behold, it is come. All right. In other words, as is written in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. All right. At the end, it shall speak and not lie. Right. Here it is. It is come. It watcheth for thee. Behold, it is come. Right. Habakkuk says what? Though it tarry, wait for it will surely come. It will not tarry. Okay, so it has surely is here. It's here. All right, Jacob's trouble is here. When you see some of these videos of ICE agents pulling people out their cars and grabbing women up and shit, yo, man, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. All right, you're gonna start seeing Isaiah 4:1 really pick up, because now these women are gonna be like, yo, I don't feel safe. Like we used to tell you this shit. That, yo, soon the whole police, the police is going to protect me. That's why you women are so proud and act all crazy and negligent and careless, right? You don't give a damn about nothing, right? I'm talking about a police that you don't know is going to protect you from a man that you know that you live with, but you be wilding out. He can't tell you nothing. There is no anchor. There is no guide. There is no protection. Okay? You just do whatever the hell you want to do, and however you want to feel. You just talk, do shit, be careless as all hell. And if some trouble arises, you just pick up the phone and call the cops, and then you be saved. Nah. Nowadays, shit, if you get pulled over by a cop or one of these ICE agents, they say, yo, just comply. Be nice. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Just be nice. You might still get fucked up, but still be nice. Because getting fucked up is better than getting unalived. Basically, those are your choices. You either get fucked up or you get unalived. So you pick, right? You want to talk about America is safe now? This is the peace and safety that we're talking about. Enjoy your peace and safety that your president promised you. He's gonna keep your streets safe, and they coming after you niggas. And you wait till they hit the so-called black communities. That's when it's really gonna pick up. That's when they're not gonna be using these ICE niggas for black communities. They're gonna be using the real military. Okay, the actual real military. All right, that's what's coming. That is what's coming. This is the prelims. So get ready. It gets much, much worse as the weeks go by. Anyway, I'm going to leave it off there, Lowell, and you're edified and informed. In closing, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakha Kodash, the water Yahweh, Basham, Yahshai. Until next time, Shalom.